Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. I've got two stories for you in this latest room temperature jam. Here's a headline from the Crypto Basic. Users pick Ripple win against SEC over Bitcoin spot ETF as biggest event that could happen in crypto. And so we're certainly at a critical juncture in time where an SEC loss in the Ripple case frankly, I don't think it's too much to say basically save crypto in the United States. And granted, there could be an appeals process, and it could go on, frankly, for years. Oh, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. That absolutely, in my humble opinion, would be a much bigger deal than the SEC losing when it comes to the Bitcoin spot ETF. Even though I acknowledge absolutely that's of crucial importance too. But the SEC is actually on the defensive here because Grayscale last summer sued the SEC. And we're going to have an update in terms of next steps forward in that in the beginning part of March. So looking forward to see how that unfolds. And a lot of attorneys are speculating that it's actually going to be in favor of Grayscale rather than the SEC. Then there's also this headline from the Crypto Basic: NBA Top Shot NFTs may qualify as security. Will it affect Ripple v. SEC lawsuit? And so I'll tell you here at the outset of the video, basically, the SEC is effectively arguing that literally NFTs themselves are securities. Is this surprising to anybody, though? Now, a couple things to consider. Of course, to what degree may it impact or not impact the Ripple case? Going to talk about that. But also, the XLS 20 amendment for the XRP ledger was passed, I guess it was this past fall. And, the adoption of NFTs on the XRP ledger has been increasing. To what degree is that going to matter? But before going further, I need to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so into this first piece now. Crypto enthusiasts think Ripple winning against the SEC is better than Grayscale launching a spot Bitcoin ETF. I'll just pause to note, the reason that the Bitcoin ETF thing would be of critical importance, frankly, is because an ETF would be traded on major exchanges like NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, and physical Bitcoin, meaning real actual Bitcoin, would have to be held to back it. So while Grayscale's, they kind of pioneered the product that they offer with their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, that's only for accredited investors. You're talking about opening up the floodgates here, which would be beneficial for every crypto, because as this would result, obviously, in positive price action for Bitcoin to whatever degree, and especially over time. As Bitcoin heats up, eventually people take profits, it gets rotated into large cap coins, and so a certain amount of that would flow directly through to XRP. So that's why this is important. So obviously not as important. I think most people in our community would agree, probably just about all of us, that securing the future of crypto in general, meaning the Ripple winning its SEC lawsuit, I think that's more important. But anyway, piece continues. Paul Barron Network, a cryptocurrency YouTube channel, has asked crypto community members to indicate a crypto-related event that could be a major win for the nascent industry. In a tweet yesterday, Paul Barron Network asked its 81,400 Twitter followers to choose between Ripple's win against the Securities and Exchange Commission or Grayscale launching a Bitcoin spot exchange-traded fund. Quote, if you had to choose only one, what do you think would be a bigger / better for crypto? Ripple case win or Grayscale spot ETF? End quote. And it was kind of interesting going through some of the comments. There weren't a ton of comments on Twitter, but the ones that were, in favor of, the Bitcoin spot ETF being a bigger deal, it's clearly from people that just have this heavy, strong bias against Ripple and XRP, just trolls out there. But if you're grounded in reality, it could not be more obvious that what is more important for the future of this entire asset class is a Ripple win. Even if you don't like Ripple, you should be hoping for a Ripple win in the SEC lawsuit, unquestionably so. And then there was also this. So look at how ridiculous things are getting. My God, the SEC. I mean, talk about a full-on assault on crypto. So here's a headline from Cointelegraph. It would be absurd for a U.S. court to rule private NFTs as securities. Lawyer. The Blockchain Association's chief legal officer says it would be absurd for a United States court to rule that digital assets on private blockchains are securities following a federal judge's decision to allow a lawsuit against Dapper Labs' NBA Top Shot non-fungible tokens to play out, or NFTs for short, of course. U.S. Attorney Jake Chervinsky commented after federal judge Victor Murillo denied a motion to dismiss a 2021 lawsuit accusing Dapper Labs of selling NFTs, as unregistered securities. Stravinsky was among a host of lawyers on Twitter to reiterate that the judge's denial of the motion does not mean a ruling has been made on the lawsuit, only that it was facially plausible. And that's a quote. The judge didn't decide anything. He allowed the case to proceed past a motion to dismiss because the securities claims were at least plausible, an extremely low bar, and not a final ruling at all, he explained. And here's another quote. This dispute aside, it would be absurd if all valuable digital assets stored on centralized databases were securities. Yeah, so this is obviously another example of tremendous overreach by the SEC outside the power that was afforded to the SEC by Congress. But here they go again. And the piece continues. This would turn, and check, this is how ridiculous this is. This is a quote from Stravinsky. This would turn every major video game developer, event ticketing platform, travel rewards program, etc., into a public reporting company regulated by the SEC. Because, folks, what the hell is the difference? If you're talking about an NFT or if you're talking about a rewards program, functionally pretty much the same damn thing. So it's obviously, clearly tremendous overreach, but the SEC is just trying to grab everything they can. That's why I keep saying these asshat pricks are terrible, terrible, terrible people. And then they also share something in this article. I'm actually just going to go to the source for this from Meta Lawman. The Crypto Basic article is covering the same thing here. What's this guy's? I think it's James Murphy. Yeah, James Murphy. He's an attorney in the world of crypto here. And he had some stuff to say about this and how this could impact potentially, or not impact, the SEC v. Ripple case. So here's what Meta Lawman attorney James Murphy had to say. A federal judge in New York has ruled that a complaint plausibly alleges that Dapper Labs' initial sale of NBA Top Shot NFTs qualifies as a security under the Howey test. I don't believe this ruling should impact the analysis in the Ripple case, and here's why. The Top Shot decision is a ruling on a motion to dismiss the complaint, which assumes all allegations in the complaint are true. Ripple, on the other hand, is at the summary judgment stage, where the judge looks at the evidence submitted by the parties. Big difference. So, folks, that's why, as the other article stated, it's a pretty low bar. You know, it's making the assumption that the allegations are true, just for the sake of it, so you can proceed. So that's a low bar. So not surprising, actually, if the judge ruled with the rule, but that doesn't mean that the SEC is going to be victorious in this lawsuit. Anyway, Meta Lawman continues. The Top Shot decision does not address secondary market sales of the Top Shot NFTs. And the judge emphasized in his opinion that the underlying facts matter because, quote, not all NFTs offered or sold by any company will constitute a security, end quote. Well, that sounds kind of important, doesn't it? The judge cited the fact that Top Shots trade on a private blockchain run by the issuer as a key factor in his ruling. XRP trades on a public blockchain. For this reason, the Top Shot opinion could be considered net positive for Ripple. Not a legal opinion, just a tweet. Yeah, so fair enough, and it does make me wonder to what degree it's going to be easier to go after the creators of these NFTs because it's a private blockchain, because you'd think when you're considering the application of the Howey test, and it comes to the prong having to do with is there a common enterprise, one would think that it would be easier to prove it is the case if you have direct control over that. But with the XRP ledger, even with the XLS20 amendment, there is no common enterprise. I still don't see how you could possibly satisfy it when it comes to XRP and the XRP ledger. But, man, I'll tell you, I mean, if not for all of the legal uncertainty, I myself would probably have had some interest in looking into having some sort of more personal activity when it comes to NFTs, maybe the creation of like a collection of something, because that type of stuff is actually fun. I don't think that this is going to go away. And I do find, the idea of what royalties can do for content creators, I think that's actually more interesting than just having overpriced JPEGs. But still, it's a fun thing that's not going to go away. But I'd be terrified to launch anything, no matter how much I believe in, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. It's not a question of right or wrong necessarily. It's, will the SEC attack you anyway? And they've shown that they'll just attack everyone under the sun effectively. Congressional approval be damned. So, is what it is. Them's the breaks, man. We'll just see what happens here. But no, the Meta Lawman, what he said here, I think makes a ton of sense. This isn't something that's going to be bad for the SEC v. Ripple case. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon family, Sedan.